Thank you all for being here. My name is Rabbi Lisa Delson, and I'm joined this morning by Cantor Jen Rower. And our hearts go out to all of you, every single one of you in this room this morning. We're going to begin with a song, a melody called The Angel's Nigun.
So this beautiful melody, as Rabbi mentioned, is about angels. And angels in Jewish tradition are a little bit different than traditional angels. The idea of an angel in Jewish tradition is that an angel is a messenger from God. I kind of think of it as even a little piece of God. And each angel has a very specific job to do. All of you here are angels today. All of you here are messengers from God, doing an extremely important job of bringing love and compassion and community to this mourning family. And we're going to be joined in this song by 4 specific angels: the angel Michael, who's the angel of wonder; the angel Gavriel, the angel of strength; the angel Uriel, the angel of light; and the angel Raphael, the angel of healing. And at the end of this song as well, we're joined by Shekhinah. Shekhinah is the gentle, indwelling, feminine presence of God that dwells among us and between us.
This is a hard day. This is a day that no one should have to deal with, nor even contemplate. A day when we are here remembering the life and the love of a 21-year-old woman with so much potential, so much to give to the world. A person that so many loved and were cheering for. Charlotte Isabel Bauer, Charley. We wish so much that we were not here today remembering her in this way. Every person in this room had an experience that I did not have. I never had the opportunity to meet Charley. But I feel like I have, because of all of the conversations and the memorials, the social media posts, the beautiful posters in the hallway, and the interviews. My heart sincerely goes out to each and every one of you today, because you had the blessing of knowing this incredible person. I want to acknowledge her doctors and her nurses and her caregivers who worked tirelessly to guide Charley through this 9-month journey. And I also want to offer my sincere condolences to Charley's parents, Jeremy and Alyssa, her brother Jack, her grandparents, Jeff and Cheryl Levin, Jeff and Ann Bauer, her first cousins, Max, Reed, George, Cole, and Harry, Aunt Alana, Uncle Eric, Aunt Missy, and to Jack Burke, her love. We are all asking big questions today. Big questions about life and the meaning of it, illness, and how microscopic cells can have the potential for such destruction. Big questions about parents saying goodbye forever to their children when that is not the normal way of life. We may be wondering if we did everything that we could do. I know this family did. We may be wondering if this is really happening. Unfortunately, it really is. These big questions are valid and important. We may find the answers we are looking for, and for most, we may never know. But what we do know is that we are here now, balancing the gift and the torture, holding each other in this grief and this disbelief. What we need now is to tell Charley's stories of the 20 years of her life before her diagnosis and those from the past 9 months. Our Jewish tradition is full of memory. That's what we do. And what we should do today is to remember her light. Continue her example for love and care for humanity and animals, and lean on this community of people from all over to support each other, especially her family and her friends in this raw moment, in this challenging time. Later on in our service, we will hear from those closest to Charley. And as we offer our prayers and hear music that was special to her, let us hold up this connection that we had with her. This is a hard day. Charley was known to say, even in her last words, "I can do hard things, and we all can too." Before Charley's diagnosis, she was living her dream of studying to become a nurse. She loved the idea of wearing her scrubs, and she cared for the other patients who were patients along with her on floor 12 at the hospital. And while she never officially became a nurse, she cared and she loved, and for that reason, I would like to share a prayer called the Nurse's Prayer, written by Alden Solovey. For nurses, To those who dedicate their lives to compassion, to those who dedicate their lives to care, to those who hold our hearts and spirits dear, your work is a blessing. Your days are a gift. Your hours are a labor of holiness. Your moments are a well of comfort. God of life, watch over nurses and all who do the work of healing professionals as they serve us in the times of our deepest needs. Bless their hands with kindness, their eyes with courage, their hearts with sincerity, and their souls with love, so that they become a fountain of healing. Bless them with fortitude and strength, grant them satisfaction and success at work, and with joy and rest, security and peace in their lives. Rock of ages, bring an end to pain and suffering, so they all may know your compassion and grace. Bless all who serve in the nursing professions with your warmth and shelter, even as we bless them with our eternal gratitude and love.
The next prayer we're going to share, called Ritzeh, is a prayer about prayer. It's a room that over the last 9 months has been filled and issued so many prayers. A room today that is still filled with prayers for love and for peace. And this is a prayer that God accept our prayers as they are and in all their fullness. More than the words, the composition of the piece of music is what truly moves us in this congregation. I'd like to invite our cantorial soloist, Dr. Andrew Pelletier, to join me up here on the bema.
Decha
Now we are going to have the opportunity to hear the stories and the memories about Charley from her family and friends. First, I would like to call up Jeremy and Alyssa, her brother Jack, and Jack Burke.
Thank you for joining us today to honor Charley. Just a few weeks ago, the annual Buckeye-thon fundraiser was held at The Ohio State University. Thousands of OSU Buckeyes worked together to raise over $800,000 in funds for Nationwide Children's Hospital Oncology and Bone Marrow Transplant Program on floor 12. Charley was honored when she was asked to write the speech to address the students and donors. Although she was unable to attend Buckeye-thon in person due to her health, her words were beautifully shared by Dr. Ola. This was Charley's message, and these are her words. They say when you are diagnosed with cancer, your life automatically divides into two chapters: life before diagnosis and life after. My life before diagnosis looked a lot like yours. I was a second-year student at OSU, a proud Buckeye who would stop by Marketplace for a breakfast sandwich, an overpriced coffee, on my way to morning classes. I'd stroll across the street to the College of Nursing for skills labs and lectures, then call my parents as I headed to Thompson to organize my notes and process what I had learned. Later, I might do a load of laundry that was long overdue, wash up in the communal bathroom of my zero AC dorm, and spend time with friends. And if it was a Friday, you could probably catch me at Casuelas. They say when you're diagnosed with cancer, you might find it hard to breathe. Your head may feel like it's spinning. You may feel numb. That's when your new life, the life after diagnosis, begins. For me, it was a quick blow. It was May of 2024. The end of a long and fulfilling school year. And like many of you, I was tired. But this was more than regular tiredness. It was a lingering exhaustion. I also had a persistent sore throat. Would it require antibiotics? I headed to the clinic to see if I had strep, mono, or the common college cold. Would it require antibiotics, or would I just need Dayquil? The answer was that I had an aggressive form of blood cancer called acute myeloid leukemia. They say when you are diagnosed with cancer, you must resist the urge to Google your diagnosis. Well, that's hardly possible when you're awake at night wondering what is happening inside your body. Google claimed my prognosis was poor, with a 3-year overall survival of less than 50% and a high rate of relapse. On more than one occasion, Google had me convinced that my body would likely fail me, and sometimes I believed it. They say cancer shatters your spirit, but I beg to differ. You may assume that living in a hospital for months is miserable. While there are undoubtedly harrowing moments, those moments do not define my experience at Nationwide Children's Hospital. This evening, as you are celebrating the success of Buckeye-thon 2025, I am on floor 12, surrounded by the most compassionate care team a patient could ever ask for. I am safe here. It feels like home. They say it takes a village. Nationwide Children's HEMOC BMT is our village. I believe I speak for many of the patients on floor 12. From tiny warriors to young, stoic adults, when I say that our care teams extend well beyond our phenomenal oncologists, doctors, nurses. When we are weak, our occupational and physical therapists rebuild our strength and get us back to our feet. And when we're anxious or overwhelmed, our psychologists, our psychiatrists encourage us to talk through our feelings and mindfully reframe our thinking. When we are lonely, tired, isolated, or in pain, our recreational therapists, our child life specialists, dietitians, social workers, art therapists, music therapists, school liaisons, tutors, and massage therapists, they're by our side to help us feel whole again. Cancer has taken a lot from me, including trust in my own body. I've undergone a stem cell transplant. I enlisted in clinical trials, spent several nights in the ICU, lost vision in one eye, faced organ damage, worked through septic shock, overcame blood infections, have had more procedures and pokes than I can count, and dealt with levels of pain and worry that I never knew existed. And what breaks my heart is that there are so many beautiful children on floor 12 who should never have to face these same challenges. During my darkest moments, I lost a sense of self and community. But thanks to the unwavering support of my family, friends, the OSU College of Nursing, my doc sorority sisters, my dedicated care team at Nationwide Children's Hospital, and the incredible generosity of Buckeye-thon donors like you, I now believe that a brighter future is within reach for all children and families impacted by cancer. The funds you've raised this year will directly support the patients and families on this floor. They provide crucial psychosocial resources, fund vital research, and make clinical trials possible. Each step bringing us closer to curing pediatric cancer. It truly is for the kids. They say that in 5 years from now, I can consider myself officially cured Google may say the odds are not in my favor. But this is my fight. And I say I'll see you on campus next fall. Love, Charley. Let's be clear on one thing. Charley's words are more pure and more true than any statistics or algorithms that Google ever threw her way, because Charley is wiser than Google, and she is stronger than cancer. What Google and cancer failed to predict is that Charley will live on, and we will see Charley next fall, and next spring, and summer, and even now during these cold winter days. We will see her in the blowing trees and in the gentle waters of streams. We will see her reflection in the soulful eyes of animals and in the warm smiles of strangers. We will see her in rainbows, in butterflies, and in moments of kindness, humor, and adventure. Charley decorated this stick right here. Just last week, as part of a mural for Nationwide Children's Hospital. This is her writing, "I can do hard things." She took her last breaths with this stick in her hand. Her heart beat for the last time with this stick in her hand. Her last words were, "It will be okay. I can do hard things." Charley did all the hard things. She did them with grace, dignity, and strength. And now it's our turn. Charley, the hardest thing we ever had to do was say goodbye to you. Don't you worry, sweet girl. We feel you right there beside us. Love, Mom, Dad, and Jack.
So I was not planning to speak today, but last night I was going through Charley's bedroom and I reached up on the shelf in her closet and I found a note that she apparently had written to me when she was 15, because the date says March 11th, 2019, and I'm going to try to share with you. It says, "What to say to your daughter based on what I learned from my mom." And it's written in rainbow writing, so when I get to the yellow parts, it's hard for me to read them. But it was sort of unbelievable to read it yesterday, and it came from nowhere. So, based on what I learned from my mom, this is what she thinks she would say to her daughter. "I am here for you. The pain is only temporary. It will be okay. It won't always feel like this. The most comforting words a grieving, anxious, fearful, stressed, helpless, or upset daughter can hear. The words echo protection, empathy, and comfort. I learned that a mom is light in the darkness, an umbrella under a pouring sky, and a raft on an endless ocean. She is who I want to be: kind, brave, patient, responsible, determined, trusting, intelligent, beautiful, funny, and giving. A mom always knows what to say. Her knowledge is greater than an internet response because the internet was never a mother. I learned who I want to be and how I want to raise my daughter, not from asking, but simply by watching my role model. I will tell my daughter she's beautiful every day when she's feeling unattractive. I won't say it with mockery because I will really mean it. Though I may see her flaws, I will welcome them because many will resemble my own. When she grieves a loss, I will embrace her, and with a soft whisper, let her know that it will be okay. When she is anxious, I will reassure her that it will be okay. When she has fear, I will show strength and remind her everything will be okay. When she is stressed, I will help her in every way I learned from my mom, and I will tell her it will be okay. When she is hopeless, I will look into the eyes and assure her everything will be okay. When she is upset, I will be her shoulder to cry on, and with each word, she will know everything is going to be okay. I will share victories. Each of her achievements will be applauded, from her first step to her first boyfriend to her first college acceptance letter. I will be proud. A daughter is someone to be proud of, someone to laugh with, smile with, and live life with. Everyone needs a mom, but they can't have mine because I need her. Mom, you have taught me so much in life. You are my role model, my heroine, my superstar. I can't imagine a life without you. I love you so much. XOXO, Charley.
Most people know me as Jack. Jack Burke.
You got it.
Burkle. Or even Chadley. Names my friends and family have always used. But in this family, I go by CJ. We first tried Jack, but that was already taken by Charley's brother. Then we tried JB, but with so many JB Bauers, Jack, Jeremy, and Jeff, it got confusing fast. Eventually, one day, we decided on CJ, Charley's Jack. It stuck, it made sense, and most importantly, we all loved it. Charley passed away on the day before what would have been our 3-year anniversary. I first met Charley when she helped me make a homecoming poster. The one I used to ask her friend Alexa to Sathu's homecoming. Our senior year of high school. It's funny how life works like that. Not too long after that, Charley and I started snapping and texting, which quickly turned into staying up late and talking all night. And eventually, after way too much overthinking, I finally got the courage to ask her to hang out. Our first time hanging out after homecoming was on New Year's Day, when we decided to make Christmas, or more accurately, gingerbread cookies together. Yes, you heard that right. 2 Jews baking gluten-free Christmas cookies from scratch as a first date. If that doesn't sum up the relationship that Charley and I had, I truly don't know what does. It was fun, spontaneous, a little chaotic, completely unforgettable, and absolutely perfect, just like her. I would do anything to hear your voice again, feel you squeeze my hand, or rest your head on my shoulder. I was so unbelievably lucky to have you as my girlfriend. Over the last 3 years, you have filled my life with so much joy and happiness. You were the kindest and sweetest person I've ever met. I'm so glad I got to spend time with you on your favorite holiday, Valentine's Day, even if it was in the ICU, because any time we spent together was so special to me, and I would give anything for just one more moment with you. You would have been such an incredible nurse. Even over these last 9 months, you have made me so proud. You were a beacon of hope and a leader, not just for the other kids on your floor, but for the doctors and nurses too. Everyone looked up to you. You took it upon yourself to comfort new families on the 12th floor and lifted others up even when you were going through so much yourself. I'll forever miss our calls during my drives to school and our little talks as I walked to class, telling you about every new thing I'd learned. I'll miss searching for and finding the afikomen, iMessage game Olympics, dog sitting, our trips to Florida to visit my grandparents, and our endless search to find the best new gluten-free foods. I'll miss stopping for Speedway slushies in Bangkok or making mac and cheese with black pepper, hot chocolate, summer rolls, and beef noodle casserole, even if it was so inedible because of how excited I was to add garlic salt. I'll miss playing pickleball and putt-putt, you teaching me to crochet, and going to hayride and formal. I'll miss volunteering at Friendship Circle, designing shoes, and making gingerbread cookies together. I'll miss the way that we'd insist that someone should lay on the other person's shoulder, and how you'd wear your Burke's #1 fan shirt. I'll miss our fancy chop house dinners, watching you drive down the driveway at my dad's, and most of all, watching me, slowly become best friends with Mila. No matter what we were doing, being with you made everything special. I don't know how I'm supposed to ever meet another person like you, because the truth is, I won't. There will never be another Charley Bauer. No one could ever make me feel the way that you did. I could write a million words and still not come close to capturing your personality or how much you meant to me. You changed my life in ways I never could have imagined. And while I'm going to miss you for as long as I live, I'm a better person for knowing and loving you. I love and miss you, Charley. Love, CJ.
Jack will be playing a silent meditation on piano for his sister later, and so instead of saying words, you will hear him play piano for her.
I did not prepare to say this, but really please forgive me if I mess up because I'm pretty numb. There's a lot of people, so it's pretty nerve-wracking. Thank you.
All right, guys, good job.
Thank you for those incredible and touching words and reflections. Now we'd like to hear from Charley's grandfathers, Jeff Levin and Jeff Bauer, as well as Cheryl and Ann will be joining them.
Thank you all for being here. When they asked me if I wanted to speak this afternoon, I thought that was kind of a foolish question. They would have a hard time stopping me. So I'm compelled to say a few words. Actually, I'm compelled to say a lot of words. Those of you who know me, I'm apt to, as they say, be long-winded. Since my retirement, I've taken to writing lengthy essays on a wide variety of topics that some call rants. They're born out of research, facts, logic, and my attempts at critical thinking. But today is much different. Today is about feelings and beliefs. It's the stuff that can't be proven, and it's futile to try to debate. Feelings, it's the stuff that's a human trait, something no quantum computer can match. Descriptors of love, yearning, comfort, and empathy are hard to come by. They all fail me in my need to express the emotions that we feel. So how do we reconcile the unfair, the inexplicable moments like this? My passionate rant about Charley and what she meant to me is just going to have to wait. But I do have something that I must say here, and it's not exactly about Charley. It's about Charley's parents, our kids, Alyssa and Jeremy. For the past 9 months, from the moment of Charley's diagnosis to her final heartbeat, they were by her side. Not just figuratively, but literally. They slept in her room. They gave Charley the strength and love that brought comfort, not just to Charley, but to all of us, 24/7. And even in the midst of all of that they gave Charley, they never stopped loving and worrying about Jack and CJ and about all of us here, and even those far away that can't be with us here today. Alyssa and Jeremy kept us connected through their timely updates. Their updates were exquisite, with a mix of clinical detail and endless examples of commitment, hope, and love. Paul Simon, the poet and songwriter, once wrote about a bond between parent and child in a song entitled Mother and Child Reunion. The refrain of the song goes, "The mother and child reunion is only a motion away." When you listen to the song, that end phrase can be heard as a motion or emotion. One is action, the other one is about feeling. I'm sure that was intentional, as Paul Simon always chose his words so carefully. Only a motion away can be interpreted in many ways. For some, it could refer to the afterlife or a recollection of memories. But when I hear it as the enduring nature of love that persists beyond separation. What many people say, and is true love never fades, it never dies. I want to quickly read Paul Simon's lyrics, not for Charley or to Charley, but to my child, Alyssa. Oh, little darling of mine, I can't for the life of me remember a Saturday. I know they say, let it be. It just don't work out that way. And the course of a lifetime runs over and over again. No, I would not give you false hope on this strange and mournful day. But the mother and child reunion is only a motion away. Oh, little pumpkin of mine, I just can't believe it's so. Though it seems strange to say, I've never been laid so low, in such a mysterious way, or the course of a lifetime runs over and over again. But I would not give you false hope on this strange and mournful day, when the mother and child reunion is only a motion away.
For those of us blessed with grandchildren, there's no greater joy than watching our children become parents, witnessing their love and their hopes and their dreams for this new chapter. And from the moment Charlotte, our first grandchild, was born, she filled our lives with light, laughter, and love. Teaching her our names was a joy. Papa was easy, but Grandma took weeks of effort before she settled on Nama, which soon became Nammer. My wife Ann gleefully embraced her new title, and thanks to Charlotte, all her cousins call her Nammer too. And with me, Papa, she loved to dance in our living room. Sometimes we would break a lamp or knock down a knick-knack while I spinned her around and around. We loved to bake gluten-free cookies together, always with a lot of sprinkles. And she also loved playing mahjong and poker with the family, always bringing her joyful energy to every game. We were well prepared with snacks for her unexpected visits to our house after high school classes, or later, her FaceTime calls to us in between classes at OSU. Her loss is unbearable. There is no sense to it, especially when she carried the burden of hope, enduring unimaginable hardships, believing that if she just kept fighting, a cure would come. She faced every challenge with courage beyond her years, holding on not just for herself or for her parents, but also for those who loved her, including her amazing care team at Nationwide Children's Hospital. We were so fortunate to know that she found love, deep, special love with her boyfriend, Jack Burke. The future they had hoped for, the dreams they shared have been stolen by her passing, and our hearts ache for them both. And as her grandparents, we pray for strength to stand beside Alyssa and Jeremy and to support her much-loved brother, Jack, as they navigate this loss. Charlotte was light, she was kind, she was joy. And though her time was far too short, she filled her days with love, purpose, and hope. And though we are grieving, please God, we will try not to let sorrow overshadow the gift of her life. She will always be with us in our hearts, in our memories, in the love that will never fade.
Now we're going to hear some words from her aunts and uncles and welcome her cousins up to the bema as well.
For 50 years, 3 generations, this sanctuary has honored countless joyous milestones for our family. Sunday school, consecrations, barn bat mitzvahs, confirmations, weddings, and so many special holidays. Never have I seen the sanctuary this full of people. Today was not in the plans. Life can be unpredictable and unfair, yet so precious. We are gathered to honor Charley's purpose-driven life, and Alyssa, Jeremy, brother Jack, the perfect family of 4.
To be a Bauer is to give more than you receive. Alyssa and Jeremy led by example, showing patience, compassion, and a calm demeanor. They raised Charley and Jack in that spirit, which permeates every fiber of their being. Classroom skills translated seamlessly to floor 12, where Charley's caregivers loved the Bauers. Each of us anxiously awaited Alyssa's updates on Facebook and in family text chats, which were eloquent, honest, and heartrending. Charley was an internal optimist, facing her illness with grace and fierce determination. She was a role model, a portrait of courage and resilience, and we are honored to be her aunts and uncle.
Charley is one of a kind, radiating love and light into the world now and forever. Looking across this sanctuary, we see the interwoven communities that Charley navigated with ease. We may not know each other, but Charley binds us together today. She wants us to be happy, comfortable, and try to smile. Easier said than done, but as Charley taught us, each of us, we can do hard things. We love you, Charley, forever.
Grief is a strange and foreign feeling, unbearable at times, but it reminds us of how wonderful the person we lost was, and how fortunate we are for good times spent together, no matter how cut short it was. Charley played an instrumental role in the lives of all of us, and has formed a sense of who we are with her unconditional kindness, humor, and charm. One of Charley's most distinguished gifts was her natural ability to make the smallest moments feel truly special. Even though these moments likely weren't major to her, I will never forget making late-night gluten-free pizza bagels with her, summer days at the Koi with her, and our 2-hour-long FaceTime a couple of weeks ago. Besides our love for camp and cheering on the Buckeyes with Poppy, one thing that always brought us together was our shared birthday on September 18th. She never failed to remind me on our birthday FaceTimes how I once drove my monster truck through her rainbow icing on our shared cake when I was 2. What once used, what I once used to proudly share with Charley will forever be a reminder of how much more life she had to live. Although it is surreal to say goodbye, I'm grateful Charley is relieved of the pain she endured for so long. When thinking of her, I won't fixate on what cancer did to her body. Rather, I will reminisce on the 21 years of love she abundantly cast into the world, and how special she made anyone and anything feel. There is truly a special place for God in heaven, and God, with all his angels, will look over her as she looks over us. I love you so much, Charley.
Pinky promises forever, Charley.
I'd now like to call up Dr. Maggie Lamb to offer some reflections.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Maggie, and I had the honor and the privilege to be one of Charley's doctors on her care team. And I'm just really thankful and appreciative to be able to be a part of this day today. In the medical field, we often refer to ourselves as lifelong learners of medicine and science. I quickly realized, however, that my patients are my greatest teachers, imparting life lessons that extend far beyond medicine. While I try to collect small nuggets of wisdom from every patient experience, my time with Miss Charley Bauer has changed me forever, and I'm honored to share some of those lessons with you today. Alyssa's words in Charley's obituary rang so true to me. One of the first things that I noticed about Charley was how clearly she saw me, not just as her doctor, but as a person and as a friend. In our line of work, there are never clear paths forward, and the decisions that we make every day feel heavy. After I made one of those very muddy decisions for Charley, she paused to say with a smile, "It must have been really hard for you to make that decision, Dr. Lamb. I'm proud of you." That simple acknowledgement stopped me in my tracks. Not only was she considering my feelings in that moment, but she was trusting me while also recognizing my humanness. She understood people and always sought to know their experience and their perspective. Charley taught us all to find joy, no matter where we are. She was beautiful, smart, funny, kind young woman with so much ahead of her, and she had every reason to feel angry and resentful for the cards that she was dealt. Instead, she found purpose and joy every day that she was in the hospital with her parents by her side to do the same. And I know we've mentioned several times now about the crafting, but I'm not sure that I can quite express how much crafting happened on their time on H12. The Bauers had a small factory in there. And I'm wearing some of those things today, and I'm sure many of you are as well. I never saw Charley isolating herself to her phone or closing her blinds to wish away the day. No matter what pain or frustration she was going through, she woke up with a positive smile and made a difference in someone's day. Whether it was another patient on the floor or a staff member who needed a pick-me-up, she was there to spread joy. She lived with intention, led with love, and was fully present in every moment. Charley taught us to be brave and to live with hope in our hearts. She lived this way not because she was in denial about where her body was and what it was going through, but because that was impossible to ignore. She was able to persevere because she found the strength to accept her reality while keeping her focus on her goals. She knew how to lean on her people and when to ask for help, and that was one of her superpowers. She saw every setback as a speed bump, not a roadblock. Every time a new complication would come her way, her first question to me was, "How will this affect me starting nursing school in the fall?" She had a very clear vision for her life, and that kept her moving forward. She could not only do hard things, but she did them with grace. Finally, Charley and the whole Bauer bunch taught me the importance of loving fully and without barriers. We are often taught in medicine and encouraged to maintain professional boundaries. Don't overshare, overexpress, or feel too deeply. Charley, Alyssa, and Jeremy made it clear from day one that those rules did not apply. They accepted every doctor, every nurse, therapist, coordinator, trainee, PCA, custodian into their family and genuinely wanted to know about ours. They took time to know every person's name, pet's name, child's name, and favorite vacation spot. They made endless treasures to connect all of us and made sure that every soul felt special and included. And even through their profound and unimaginable loss, Alyssa and Jeremy have the capacity to look at each one of us and see our sadness and invite us in to grieve with them. And in doing so, they're allowing us all to feel deeply together and find strength and hope through our shared tears. I am forever changed and forever grateful to have known Charley and the Bauers, and I will honor her by trying to live by her example. To pause to see those around me, to find joy, to love fully and without boundaries, and to remember that I can do hard things. I will carry her beauty and her wisdom with me always. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for those words. Finally, I'd like to call up Sammy Golding, who will be speaking on behalf of all the friends, but I want all the friends to come up as well.
Dear Charley, Chooch, Charles, Chuckwagon, Charizard, Char, and our Garci, we miss you. We miss your smile, your inside jokes, your infectious laughter, and your voice. There are truly no words to capture the magnitude of who you were and what you brought into our lives. You showed us what true friendship was and never failed to show up for us, even on our hardest days. We didn't know a heart could hurt this much. Each and every one of us holds such special moments with our Charley. Each memory shows a glimpse of who she was and the values she embodied. Hardworking is one of the many traits to describe our Charley. It was seen through her determination with each challenge she was thrown, which there were a lot. However, we want to mention one that she was most proud of. Char found out she was accepted into OSU College of Nursing while we were on our yearly lake trip.
It was midnight. I've never heard a louder scream of excitement. She bolted into our room and decided to celebrate by jumping on the bed and stomping all over us. Her excitement, just like everything else about Charley, was so contagious that we didn't even mind being woken up, and soon we were all screaming in the basement. She deserved to be accepted more than anything else, and her hard work is one of the most inspiring things about her.
Charley's humor lit up a room and was one of the first things anyone noticed about her. It is said that laughter is the best medicine, and Charley was a pharmacy of laughs. We were fortunate to share the most painful laughs and wincing smiles at an endless supply thanks to Charley. Charley was a dictionary of funny stories and anecdotes. There are way too many to share, but some of our favorites include accidentally making $300 gluten-free white wine pasta, her hilarious impressions, and her disastrous retelling of her fiery graduation party. There was always a class, a service, even like this one, or event with Charley where I had to avoid her eye contact or plug my nose and cover my mouth. She had the ability to cause laughter with a stare. And to Charley, too much information, TMI, was actually, tell me immediately. We are so sad that Charley is no longer here to make us laugh, but we will always reflect and smile over the stories we had the privilege of making. I'm also going to go off script because I want to. But when we were writing this last night, we didn't know what format we wanted to do. So first we thought of doing a letter from camp, just because if you knew Charley, she loved camp. The last time we were here for Charley was for her camp-themed bat mitzvah. But the more we talked about it, the more we thought about doing it as a thank you for Charley for being friends with us. Thank you for making us better people, and a thank you to the Bauers for giving us Charley.
When something needed tended to, or someone needed help, Charley was the first to volunteer. There may have been some occasions where she had no choice, like at camp when she was moved to a trouble cabin out of nowhere, or when she had to give up waterfront periods to clean the horse stables. This didn't faze her, though. No matter where she went or was asked to go, she gave her time to help others. Friendship Circle was another place where her selflessness really shined through. I remember one time, Charley and I were playing with our buddies in the ball pit, and Charley's buddy decided to throw the balls at her like they were playing dodgeball. Instead of stopping her buddy, she joined in and started throwing the balls at me instead. Charley could turn any situation into something fun for other people. And simply put, Charley made others feel happy and welcomed.
No matter what we were doing, from the craziest adventures to laying in our beds for hours doing nothing, if we were together, we were happy. Char loved her people with everything she had. She was the easiest person to talk to and the one to solve all of our problems. She always walked to the beat of her own drum, never afraid to be herself. But that was the beauty of Char. She never cared what anyone thought, and because of that, she taught us how to embrace life unapologetically. There is a Charley-sized hole in our hearts that will never heal, but we will carry it as a reminder of how much we love you.
Our hearts are broken from the realization that Charley is gone, and our time together is now all past memories. Yet the understanding that she will never get the future she so deserved is devastating. However, we will use this as a guide to our lives, to live our lives. She will always have a part in our futures. Her spirit will always be here, and her influence will always be shown through each and one of our personalities. In honor of Charley, take a moment to look around. Embrace the lightness of life without losing sight of its fragility. Laugh a little louder and love with the same depth that she did.
Thank you all so much. We've heard several people mention the importance of this place to Charley and to this entire family over the past 50 years, as Eric shared. And Sammy mentioned Charley's bat mitzvah when, in addition to the camp fun, Charley took into her heart a really major spiritual lesson. Each bar bat mitzvah student gets assigned a Torah portion, and sometimes, and I think definitely in this case, we could say that the Torah portion chose the student. The Torah portion that Charley chanted at her bat mitzvah was the story many of you are probably familiar with, of when Abraham and Sarah are told by God, Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha in Hebrew is difficult to translate. It means something like go, you go, like very much go. When they're told to leave their home and leave everything that's familiar to them and find a new land. And God promises them that they will be blessed on their journey. This is a lesson and a phrase, Lech Lecha, that became integral to Charley, to her life philosophy. And today, we are all gathered here knowing that she made the journey. Her journey ended so much sooner than anybody ever would have wished or imagined, but she did it. She lived the life of blessing that she set out to live. The journey is now ours to make, and as we carry on without her, we will keep her memory alive by each day making the choices that she made to live with light and laughter and love and to spread that to everybody that she encountered. This is a song we sang in Charley's last hours as we were saying goodbye, a song of blessing. To a land that I will show you. Lech Lecha, to a place you do not
shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. And you shall be a blessing. Lechila. Lechilach. And I shall make your name great. Lech lecha. And all shall praise your name. Lechilach. To the place that I will show you. Lesimchat chayim. Lesimchat chayim. Lesimchat chayim. Lechilach. And you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. And you shall be a blessing. Lechilach.
We're now going to take a few moments, and I would invite you to think of, ponder your favorite memory of Charley while her beloved brother, Jack, plays some music on the piano. In this moment, we are going to be offering the memorial prayer that is traditional in a Jewish setting. I invite everyone here, the congregation, to please rise.
El Malei Rachamim, Shochein B'Maromim, Hamtzei Menocha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei HaShekhinah, Im Kedoshim Udorim, Kezohar Harakia, Mazirim, Et Nishmat Beila Sarah Bat Chaya Elisa V'Faivel Yehuda, Shehalacha Le'olama. Baal harachamim yastirecha b'seder kinafav le'olamim v'yitzror b'yitzror hachayim et nishmata Adonai hu nachalatach v'tanuach b'shalom al mishkava v'nomar Amen.
O God, full of compassion, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest under the wings of your presence to Charley Bauer, our loved one who has entered eternity. Master of mercy, let her find refuge forever in the shadow of your wings, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. The eternal God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. May the love and eternal connection of our souls give us strength as we turn to recite the words hallowed by time, the mourner's Kaddish sanctifying the name of God. And during this, we honor the memory of Charley. Continue together. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbi, be'alma tivarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chai echon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we can again say, Amen.
Amen.
I'll invite everyone to please have a seat. This concludes our service this morning, this afternoon. However, it does not conclude what we are meant to do. What we are meant to do, as the cantor said, is to leave this place and spread the messages that we've heard so clearly and so beautifully about Charley's life, about light, about wonder, laughter, love, and family. We all are bound to do this as we have heard these incredible stories. And I would encourage you to continue to tell these stories. This is not the end of Charley's story, but we are all the ones who will carry it on. As we leave this place, let us take Charley's spirit and kindness, her heart and her values as we go on this way. Zichrona livracha, may her memory be a loving blessing. Amen.
Amen.
I'm now going to ask that the Bauer family exit the room while we hear, will you hear some more music from those that she loved? The family will be receiving visitors today at their home from 3 to 7 p.m. The address is on a slip of paper that you can take on your way out, as well as the stick that says, "We can do hard things." Thank you, everyone, for being here.